Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic. Now, James Kopp wrote to us and said, why does pi get all the love? There's a pi day on the 14th of March, which is 340, the first few significant digits of pi. But there doesn't seem to be an E day. E is, of course, the other very important transcendental number. I don't know what to say about E because my maths is so rubbish. But obviously it's Euler's constant. And anyway, James has commemorated it in this puzzle, which clearly has the little E and although the point has slipped into the corner, but that's fine. 2.71828182845. Lots of 8s in E, but James has found a way of fitting them into the grid in a string. It's brilliant. I mean, it's a really brilliant idea. And hey, this is, in American notation at least, this is 2-7. So this is probably the day to do it. Let's designate today E Day and have a go at James's puzzle, which is, no, it's not just a German whispers. There's a big old negative constraint, which is quite interesting. Right, we'll look at that in a moment. Don't forget that there's still plenty of time to have a look at Are You My Mama on Patreon, which, well, I mean, there's going to be loads of time permanently, but there's still time to enter the competition. Are You My Mama by the PBN Institute, featuring puzzles which include number sums and liars. And it's great fun. We recommend it highly. We've also got apps which are fantastic and feature line Sudoku and domino Sudoku, and of course Fog of War Sudoku, our latest one. Very popular. We do recommend those to you, along with SVEN'S SUDOKU PAD and our merch, which is all on links under the video. But the first link is to this puzzle, Euler's Constant by James Kopp. Now, I did a koala puzzle yesterday. James is actually Australian. I think our constructor yesterday was New Zealand, in fact, which is the correct adjective. Now, what else have we got? We've got, on the channel lately, we've had Simon solving a 3.5-hour puzzle by Icy Fruit. It was extraordinary watching that. What a brilliant solve, if I may say so. What a brilliant puzzle, obviously, but what a great solve. And coming up on Monday, the winner of our last competition, Blobs' rather brilliant Hobbit hunt, takes on a puzzle with Simon. So we're looking forward to bringing you that. That's coming up, I think, on Monday morning as a bonus issue. And I'll do something special the night before. And that night before is Super Bowl night, but I have a Super Bowl puzzle. I might have to do that tomorrow. Things are getting packed up in the calendar, which is great. We try and bring you 2 Sudoku videos every day, and we do. And they're not just thrown together. Well, they are. But the scheduling sometimes has to be organised, and that's fabulous. Now, anyway, we've got E Day today. So what are the rules of Euler's Constant by James Kopp? Normal Sudoku rules apply. Phew. 1 to 9 in every row, column, and every 3 by 3 box. I'm not going to have to find out the logarithm of anything. Adjacent digits along the green line have a difference of at least 5. The normal German whispers rule, these digits could be 1 and 6 or 3 and 9, but they couldn't be 2 and 6. No 2 orthogonally connected cells can sum to 5. Now that's a big one. No domino in this puzzle can have a 1-4 pair or a 2-3 pair. So 3 is kept out of those cells and those. 1 is kept out of all of those cells because they'd be next to the 4 and create a domino. This can't be a 1-4 pair. I mean, there are going to be ramifications of that all over the grid. Cells joined by a black dot have a ratio of 1 to 2. One is double the other. That's it. That's all we get. The given digits. I mean, I guess we don't get very many puzzles with 12 given digits these days. So it's not quite enough to create a classic Sudoku. I think the minimum is 17, we're told. And that's been somehow mathematically proven, which is extraordinary. But maths be crazy, and that's the facts. Right, let's have a go at Euler's Constant. Let's restart the puzzle. You can have a go on that first link under the video. I'm going to say, let's get cracking. So, Where do we start? Sudoku. We've got a 2 in one of those cells. Oh, all the 8s in the final columns are done already. That's surprising. I'd like to drive something onto the E, or maybe we should analyze these 3. I mean, if this was low, it would have to be a 3. Okay, what I'm going to do is color in alternating colors the E, because every other digit, there's no 5s on a green line, and every other digit is going to be, if one is low, the next one is high, and I mean lower than 5, higher than 5, to maintain those differences. Now, sometimes there are cells where 4 and 6 can't appear. I think on this E, it's only those 3. I do stand to be corrected on that, but it looks like that. And that's because 4 can only have one neighbor and 6 can only have one neighbor. So if this was low and was a 3, this would be a 2. And this would be 9, and this would be 8, and we'd have a really good start. Now maybe that is right. Maybe we should be trying to prove they're not high. But that seemed, maybe not harder. This would be 1 or 3, but this would be low. I don't know. No, I don't know. I think we've probably got to do some Sudoku first, or use the special rule. Yes, okay, let's use the rule. Right. I was going to say, where is 1? Well, I'm going to say, where is 1, because this is how I've spotted this. I could ask, where is 1 in column 7, and you can just fill it in. But what I spotted is that you can't put 1 on those cells. So the 1 in box 9 is in one of those 3. Then by Sudoku, you need a 1 in one of those 2. And we know where it is because of this. Then we get a 1 in one of those 2. And now we start going, ooh, well, you can't put a 4 in those cells because it would be next to the 1. Well, I start going that, and okay, 2, it's not very helpful. 2 in box 3 is confined to one of those cells by Sudoku. Then one of those 2 in box 9. If I've already called this corner box box 7, I apologize. Yeah, we're really going to have to focus on 1, 2, 3, and 4. These are the key digits in this puzzle because of this extra constraint. It is a big change. I mean, I'm looking at this box and seeing 3 is confined to those, 4 is confined to those. I don't even really, 4 is now not confined to those. Since we got that 1, 4 now can't be in any cell touching a 1. So 4 is in one of those. That might be a bit more helpful. It puts 4 in one of those 3 cells. Now, a moment ago, I didn't want to mark 3 cells in this box with a candidate. Now I've done it in box 3. I'm not sure I can really explain to you why I think there's a very subtle difference. I'm not even going to try. 4 in this box can't be surrounding, 4 in this box is placed because it can't be surrounding the 1. Then I can remove 4 from that cell, and we've got 4 in one of those. Now, I have no trouble placing 3 here because it can never touch the 2. I haven't really got anywhere on 3s at all yet. I'm beginning to run out of steam on this policy of focusing on the low digits. But that 4 is now looking at these cells. So if they were low, that's a 1-3 pair. Then this would have to be an 8-9 pair because they'd both be touching the 3. Alternatively, if these are high, these are low, that's a 3. And that would be a 2. Right, if they're low, it's 3, 2, 9, and 8, because the 3 needs to touch 8 and 9. If these are high, these are low, they would be 1 and 3, and these would be 9 and 8. And these are the only possibilities now in these individual cells. And the problem would be with 2 and 3 touching each other. We haven't really investigated, because we got no given 3s, I haven't really managed to use the 2 touching 3, but now I can. This can't be low, and we've discovered the polarities. So purple is high, and we can write a 9 and an 8 in there. This green colour becomes low, and well, we can take 9 and 8 out of there, but we've still got 1 and 3 in now. This is high, and it can't be 8 or 7. 6 or 9. It can't be 6 because that can't be 1, and that touch is important. So 9, oops, 9 there. This one is now low, and it's not 1 or 4 by Sudoku. This one is now high, and it's not 9 or 8. So that's going to be 7, and that's going to be 2. We're away. Right, now we needed a 2 in the central box. We've got it. 2 cannot touch 3 by the rule. So we've finished the colour, not the colour, we've finished the colouring before. We've finished all the digits on the E. Now we're going to use the rule somehow. 3 is constrained out of those cells. Maybe we're going to do Sudoku. Are we going to use the rule or do Sudoku? Let's do a bit of Sudoku. 5 goes in one of those 2. It's difficult to know. I mean, I can see that 3 is kept out of those cells now because they're next to 2. And out of those, and out of those. I can't quite see if that gives me any 3s in these 3 columns. I feel like it might, and I can't quite tell. Not sure. Okay, we've still got the black dot. Not that helpful at the moment, I would say. 9, 7, 2, 5, 8, 1. 8 is in one of the... Oh, 8 is definitely here in box 8. Well, okay, now I've got 3 of the black dot digits looking at that cell. That is 1, 3, or 6. That only leaves this to be 2, 3, or 6, that's right. Might be worth pencil marking those, or it might not. 9, 7. 9 is now in one of these 2 since we got that 8. And then it's got to be in one of those 2 in box 2. 9, 2, This isn't giving up at all. 8 is in one of those, in the bottom row. I feel like I'm not using the rule enough, but I don't know where else to be applying it. I mean, something like 4 is literally able to be in any of those cells, any of those. Oh, 1 has got constrained into those 3. That's just Sudoku. Oh, 8 is in one of those. It would be odd for 8. I suppose there were 4 given 8s in the original pattern, so maybe not that odd for 8 to be a helpful digit in this puzzle. I'm really still expecting the low digits to be the most helpful. 3 isn't confined to one of 2 cells in box 8. Wow, no, I'm not really seeing how to go forward. This is 6 or 7. Everything else is impossible by Sudoku. Sees all the other digits. 5. These are 3. 3 is now in one of those 2. Maybe that's been available for a little while, and then it's one of those 2. None of them threaten to touch a 2. Indeed, we've nearly done all the 2s. Just, well, no, we haven't. We've still got 4 of them to go. Wow, I'm struggling to see what the quick way to move on is, if there is one. Maybe there isn't. If that was 3, where would 2 go in the box? It wouldn't be allowed to touch the 3. So it would have to go here. Maybe this 3, 2 is an issue. So if that's 2, this is definitely 3. And if that's 3, this is definitely 2. I want one of these to mean something, and I can't quite find a way to do that. Am I forgetting 4s and 1s somehow, not being allowed to touch? Wow, I can't see it. Right, 1 is placed in... So simple. 1 is placed in box 8. Those 2 1s mean that the 1 in column 6 has to be there. That fixes the 3, which fixes the 9. That feels like it was a big move. This is a 4-6 pair. Now I've got 3, 5 and 7 to place in the column. I don't think any of those 3s are particularly constrained. That 1 takes 1 out of that cell. The 3 takes 3 out of the corner and 6 out of the black dot. Now, where does 3 go in this box? One of these 4? Or is it now where 2 goes? If 2 was here, which is one of the few places available, I think those 3 places are available in the box. If it was there, oh, that's lovely. If 2 was there, this couldn't be 3 and would have to be 1, and that would need another 2 on the black dot. So 2 is not there. 2 is in the bottom row. In one of those cells. So that's not 2, and that is. Now, this can't be 3. It was never trying to be 3. That's not interesting. 9, 7, 1, 2, 8. That can't be 3. So in row 7, 3 is in one of those cells, and now it can't be here. That's a 1 on the black dot. That's a 2 in the corner. The 1 comes out of those cells. We get a 1 in box 1 and a 1 in box 4, and that's probably all the 1s done in the puzzle. Well, I get to write in the last one to complete them. Right. That's good. That's moved forward. Now, 3, so we've, 4 is still not allowed to touch this 1. No, 4 is not allowed to touch this 1. And that does confine 4 in box 4. That's more helpful. Then in box 1, 4 is not allowed to be there touching that 1 or there touching that 1. So because we know 4 is in one of those cells, 4 in box 1 is up the top. And that places 4 in box 3. I mean, the rule really does ramify everywhere. It's absolutely fascinating how it works. We're nearly done with it, I think. 2 is placeable in box 1, and that fixes 4. And now 4 in column 3 is there, and 8 is done, and that's a 6, and that's a 4. And now we've got some motion. This is a 9-7 pair. These are 3, 5, 6. Don't think the... Oh, yeah, the rule keeps 3 out of that cell. So 3's in one of those 2. 8. No, they don't get forced up here. This central column, I've got 4, 5, and 6 to place. No, I don't think that's... I mean, the 4 is not allowed to be here for various reasons. Okay, box 1 has got a nice pattern in it, but I don't know how to use that. 8 is in one of those 2 cells. It's an X-wing with 8s there. 8 was that digit we got a lot of at the beginning. Wow, it's not giving up, is it? Right, 7 is in one of those cells. I think we've almost completed the task of avoiding touching 2s and 3s and avoiding touching 1s and 4s. There's not much of that left to go. I suppose, look, 3 can't be in that cell because it would touch 2. Oh, 3 can't be there as well. Oh, that is quite interesting. Look at this row. 3 mustn't be there touching that 2. If 3 was there, it would touch a 2 either above or below it. So now 3 has to be in one of these 2 cells. It's a surprising finding. It might not be a hugely important one. And the rule really just doesn't affect 5s, 6s, 7s, 8s and 9s, does it? Those 2 digits go in here and here, I think. No, 5 doesn't. One of them does. That is 2. I'm sorry, since I got that 2, that was absolutely doable. Now 3 can't be here or here in this box. It can't be there because of the 3 that I've just penciled in there. So 3's in one of those cells. And that's an X-wing on 3's. Wasn't expecting to have to find that. But I did. And that means that uses up the 3's from columns 8 and 9. And this digit can't be 3. So I'm placing 3 there in box 6. But this really is more of a Sudoku problem. Just classic Sudoku at this point. Sorry, there are probably obvious things like that popping around all over the place, and you're wondering, why can't Mark see the obvious digit in such and such a box? But I don't know what to look for, so it's difficult. These are from 3, 5, 6. Those are from 7, 5, 6. I haven't missed any other rules apart from the not adding up to 5. 1, 8, 2, 4. So, come on. 3, 8 was an X-wing, wasn't it? That's not really doing anything. 4 is in one of those cells. There's no 1 getting in the way. No, I mean, yeah, the rule is over. I'm done with the rule about no 2 orthogonally connected cells summing to 5. I'm now just trying to do Sudoku and struggling with it. Which is a surprising outcome, actually, to me. Not because I don't struggle sometimes with Sudoku, I do, but just because I wasn't expecting this puzzle to turn into that sort of puzzle. 9, 2, 1, 8, 5. These are from 3, 4, 6, 7. I keep on wondering about the rule. It's irrelevant. I've told myself, I've told you that, I've told myself that. It matters. Forget the rule. Just do Sudoku. But I can't find anything to do. Oh dear. Let's just keep looking at it till something becomes clear. 4s. Positions for 4s are these. 1, 2, 8, 3, 5, 6. These are from 3, 5, 6. Wow. That's 7, 9 pair. This row. 4 is there or there. I don't think 4s are any. Oh, no, it was 3s. I've got 3s in one of those 2 positions. Ah, but in box 2, 3 is in one of those. So the rule is maybe still a bit relevant. That keeps 3 out of this cell and puts it there. Oh, and I've got a 3 up there, so that's not 3. Oh, it was 3s the whole time. Beastly 3s. Right, this is 4, 6, or 7. Let's say that. One of these 2 is now a 4. That hasn't actually pushed that 4 stuff forward at all. So, placing 3 there. Let's have a look in the row. 5, 6, and 9 still to place, as well as 4. 7 is now in one of those 2 cells. Right, that's good, because now 7 is in one of these 2 cells in row 2. That's an X-wing with 7s down there, using up the 7s in columns 7 and 8, and placing the third 7 in those columns here. That's going to sort out a 5. That gives me a 7 up at the top. Now, 7's in one of those 2. That's probably not helpful now. This is 6 or 9. That's 5 or 6. That's 5, 6, or 9. The 9 in this box is in one of those 2, and that's looking down at that 7. And that probably gives us the last No, hang on, that 7's been looking at 7 for ages. Why can't I see black digits? It's the old black digit blindness problem. That's 5 or 6. It didn't really take us forward. I know I'd been missing that 7 for ages. I'm going to claim it at the moment, as far as I can see, that it wasn't all that important. How does that wash with you? 2, 3, 1, 8, 5, 7, 4. That is 6 or 9 by Sudoku. 9 is definitely in one of those two. 1, 7, 4, 8, 2. We've got a 3 up here. This is 5, 6 or 9. This column needs, 6 or 8 there. 5, 6 or 8 there. Well, I mean, it still didn't give up, did it? We made a lot of progress, and I'm not done. 3, 5, and 6 are candidates here. There isn't the rule still to apply somewhere, and I'm missing it. I don't think so. I really don't think there is. 7, 8, 2, 4, 1. This is 3, 5, 6 or 9. That is 3, 5 or 6. None of this is helpful. I've still got to spot some bloomin' triple or naked single or something. 4, 1, 2, 9, 3, 8, 7. That is 5 or 6. That's a pair in the row. That makes this 4 or 7. Is it anything else, that 5 or 6? As in something in the column. 4, 1, 2, 7, 8. Got 3, 5, 6, 9 to place. Oh my goodness, I cannot see this yet. 2, 5, 3, 1, 7. There's a lot of uncertainty in column 1, I'll say that. Got this 4, 6, 7 thing. That puts 7 in one of those cells, but I've used that. I had 9 in one of those, and I've used that a bit. That takes 9 out of that cell as well. Now I've got a 5, 6 pair in this row, and that's 8. Wow, that's a difficult section of the puzzle. I think that might get us mostly done. This has become a 5 by Sudoku. That's a 5. Take 5 out of all of these cells. Now, I was hopeful that we were finished, and I could have been wrong. Oh, this central box is done, 7 and 6. That does box 6. That does box 9. That's a lot of boxes entirely complete. That 6, that 5, that 9. That's 3 in the corner, finally accepting its position. That's not 9 or 6, it's a 4. That's part of a 5, 6 pair. That's 9, 6 in this corner. That's 5. Yes, I think we are home now. What an interesting and quite devious puzzle. 4 and 5 there. I mean, this is fitting for Leonhard Euler and E, surely, that James has created a super puzzle that holds you at bay. Happy E-Day. It is E-Day. How did you know I would do it on E-Day, James? I know you suggested a few possible E-Days, but there we go. Do like to hit the day when possible. That is Euler's constant. It's quite a tough puzzle. I'd be very interested to know how you found it. Like, was it just... I think a lot of people who look for difficulty in puzzles, because the final steps were never anything very complicated, they'll call that fairly trivial, but difficult to solve in... I think even at a championship, not many people will be getting that in less than 15 minutes, despite the fact there's nothing incredibly hard in it. It's a lovely puzzle. I'm very impressed, actually. Thank you for watching, as always, on the channel, and hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.